First things first, Predator Syndra jungle is actually not that bad. So when it comes to Predator Syndra jungle, it's very important that you clear your camps with efficiency, and this requires a lot of kiting to make sure you're maintaining health levels. You're going to see me use my Q here on the Gromp to pull it at max range, and this is so that we can start the burn effect on the smite item. So utilizing the burn effect on the smite item is a really great way to increase your DPS towards jungle camps, but we're also going to be trying to throw camps as far as possible to add additional attack speed. Or not attack speed, but just additional attacks in without taking any autos back. So minimizing the damage we take from these camps is really, really important because that also protects us from being invaded in just one shot. Now, the really nice thing about Syndra is that she does actually have a lot of multi-target skills that makes it very easy for us to do all these AoE camps, because they're just super easy to clear when you can kill all of them nearly instantly. Now, we're just going to go and apply the burn to all these minions that we can and just continue moving forward here. Doing a 4 or 5 camp here is pretty efficient because it just means we're going to be able to farm effectively. But what you're going to see me do here is I'm going to attack the raptors, and I'm going to use the raptors as a omni-vamp tool just so I can stay a little bit healthier on this clear. I have done this clear a couple times. Something I used to do in the past was play Syndra. I've played maybe 3 Predator Syndra games in the last couple of days, and I find that this is the most effective way of topping off my HP since I'm getting additional HP from the burn effect, and this kind of just helps. I'm going to go and smite here just to save some time, and then leading into raptors, Scuttle's going to spawn in about 5 seconds. So while I'm going to be late to the crab, I didn't really have prio top anyways, and I don't really have prio mid, so going for this crab is considered a little bit dangerous, but I kind of expect nothing in a platinum solo queue game, so this is what we're going to go with. Use the W to break the shell. Now, the really nasty thing about Syndra jungle is that the W interaction actually breaks Scuttle. So Scuttle just completely bugs out anytime it gets thrown. We are going to be able to grab the crab here. And this is actually a free gank onto the Warwick topside since I do have red buff here and I can just go and kite out. We're going to use the stun to create some distance here, and so actually we should be fine here. If I'm able to get to a wall, I can just flash over. But massive damage coming through on the second Q there, and it's just going to be unfortunate. Now, the good news is I am able to complete my Predator boots, which is my main form of ganking. And that's basically how we gank lanes, is we run in with the increased move speed, and then we either utilize this slow from W, or we just straight up lead with our Scatter of the Weak. Now, pretty great double kill here for bot lane. This is actually going to be, well, just a singular kill, but could have probably been more. I'm going to check bottom Scuttle here, just because Scuttle Crabs are basically equivalent to a camp and a half almost. Action in my jungle, pretty interesting. We should be able to turn on him here and just insta-delete him, but okay, never mind. So I am going to be deleted here by the enemy team. I think we probably win this since Twitch is still on bot side. But this is actually pretty fortunate for us. I do unfortunately, I lose quite a bit here because I'm not able to farm my camps on spawn. But Hecarim is losing just as much since the kills are going over to my lanes. And I get back on the map sooner, so I should be able to grab the Scuttle Crab here and then maybe just go through a full clear again. And that's really how Syndra jungle works, is you just want to focus on full clearing until level 6, and then utilizing your Predator boots to find just gank angles off of that. So every single time we clear half of our jungle, which is a quadrant of the map, so if we clear our Gromp and our wolves, we can make a decision to either gank mid or bottom with Predator, or we could just continue onwards towards topside here. So once again, just try to minimize as much damage as possible. I will use my stun to interrupt autos. I will use my W to interrupt autos and create space between me and the Gromp. And invaded here again by the Hecarim. Looks like he just has zero respect for me as a jungle, and I mean, it makes sense because I am playing Syndra, but there really shouldn't be this much invested into me. Now, I do have Force of Will, so I'm able to pick up the wolf at any given moment. And using Smite, I will secure that away, so Hecarim just wasting even more time right now, which is all good by me. Head into the top side, we know Hecarim's currently on bot side, so there's no way of him contesting Raptors here. And we do have a gank opportunity on mid or top for the next 20 or 30 seconds while we're clearing on this side. But the really important thing here is that compared to mid lane Syndra, you actually get so much bonus mana regen from being in the jungle. It is actually kind of insane. But crossing over here, gonna look for an invade on the top side since we do know where Hecarim was. Checking to see if blue's available, even though it hasn't spawned yet. And you can tell blue hasn't spawned yet because my blue hasn't spawned yet, so that's kind of a waste of my time to be checking the blue right there. But I will be taking away the wolves. I could actually look for blue buff here as well if I have smite. But okay, Samir just getting soloed here. And Hecarim currently mid lane right now. Able to use the tower to block, so I'm gonna prop Predator. And that's gonna be a free kill. Unfortunately, trades 1 for 1, definitely not worth it. It's really... I should have been fine to kill the action by myself, so Ari going back in there is actually gonna be... Miss the cannon, that's even worse than I thought. But... once again, going good push mid here. Akshan currently dead, so this is just gonna be free farm for me. This is the price my Ari has to pay for, you know, testing my patience. Just gonna go and use the smite so I can get my upgraded smite here. And there's really not much of a reason to stay because I don't have resources, and I do have 1300 gold. There's really no reason to ever do dragon here, in my opinion. But they did ask me to do dragon, so I am going to do dragon with mid and bot prio. No smite right now. And Samir actually gets the solo kill topside, which is pretty massive. I'm going to go and hype her up in chat as well, just to make sure that she doesn't mentally derail, since she's super upset that she's getting soloed this often. And I know this is going to look silly, and I ask you to, you know, please forgive me for what you're about to witness, but I'm just a delusional player, is what you can see here. So I kited the wrong way on like 9 different situations here. I just had to pick one direction and stick with it, and I kept going the opposite. And I got confused. And I guess I should have just reset after the cloud, and I could have just done a full clear off reset, so... Blue buff is absolutely smurfing on me, so I just gotta claim that out in chat as well. But I'm gonna go and run back down with my bot lane covering for me, so this is gonna be fine. We do know that Hecarim's in the area, so hopefully mid doesn't get ganked here. I am going to cover it just in case, since it is telegraphed. And looks like he is going to fall for it. Nice charm, full combo. And a movement coming in from the side here, but it looks like we are just going to trade 1 for 0. Pretty good communication to teammate there. Communicating that I was going to cover that as opposed to doing my blue buff, because it would have been a massive waste of time if they didn't play around that counter gank. And oh my god, Twitch is here, so I'm just going to be forced to burn flash. I can smite blue buff here for some HP, and I smited the Twitch. So I probably still would have died here, but at least I would have gotten a little bit of HP for an attempt at like an outplay, but we're getting literally nothing done here, and I just feel really, really bad about this situation. Now Moo actually flash ulting here, unable to find the Jinx, so this is probably going to go in our favor. Akshan just getting absolutely melted here. And then we're actually running down the low HP Moo. Hecarim does have Ghost Pop, so I don't think there's a way to run him down here. So this is pretty much a waste of time for me. There's no way to find this kill, so I should have committed to doing my jungle camps, because the more I clear my camps, the more value I get out of them in the future. Because the main way to get an advantage when you're playing a scaling or farming jungle is just by relying on your clear speed to out-tempo the enemy jungle. Because if you're able to clear camps faster than the other jungle, eventually you'll just get an XP advantage off of dunning more camps over time. So the faster you clear, the faster they spawn, the more CS you get over time. So Hecarim has been doing a lot of really weird invades, which has been denying him some CS in the jungle. And I'm going to go kite this camp towards top side just so I'm able to hover for Samira here. Predator boots are available. And it looks like we're actually just going to get bopped here mid lane. But this looks like a free kill topside. I'm going to pop the Predator boots here for the additional move speed, perhaps. Double stun using the Q and W to cover 2 different areas to maximize my chances of stunning and then follow up with ult. So pretty well played. It's unfortunate Samir was not able to get any kill participation there. considering she has been flaming me this entire game for not ganking her lane when she's misplaying herself. So I'm sure she's a little bit tilted about that one as well. Now we're going to reset the bot side here since we do have 2 jungle camps available. We're kind of just waiting on our ultimate as well as Predator Boots before we look for another gank, since a lot of our gank potential is tied to those 2 things. But we are doing pretty well. I mean, we're getting a lot of value. We're currently 3-4. But this only gets stronger the more items you get, because a lot of Syndra's damage is based on magic penetration and then the amount of balls that are available. Accidentally Q before I W there, so I didn't get any damage. Kind of cringe, but it's all good. And it looks like we're going to be able to run down towards the mid lane here. I do have a pretty good gank angle since they really haven't been warding too often. QE to interrupt the fear. Actually just goes face range with the Warwick ult. Should be able to auto him to death here. We do have red buff, so spacing is really okay. Flashes in. Gets a free kill there. And just continuing to rely on the red buff. He actually phases through my QE. But with fear down, I can run him down. I've got Predator Boots available, so we can use that for some space mitigation. And this is actually just the most annoying thing to deal with, actually. We do get the kill, but it really wasn't worth the time invested. Akshan's currently dead, so we don't really have to worry about getting engaged on over here. But we're super close to Ludens. We just need another 300 gold, so that is what I'm going to be working towards. Raptors, I believe, are worth 85 gold, and Krugs are 135, so that should be around 210 plus 120 gold from passive income over a minute. So we should be pretty good after this, honestly, with recall. We're going to have to wait in base for an extra 20 seconds, though. But Samira looking for the 1v1. They're both pretty far behind. Swapping over to Scrying since we are level 9. Makes it a little bit easier to contest objectives. Typically, if you're playing jungle, you do want the sweeper, and that's just to make sure that your gank routes are not warded. But the thing is, we're bypassing those wards anyways by running super fast with Predator, so I don't really care if we're moving through wards or not. I'm not going to be clearing wards, it's just a waste of my time. I'm a mage, I'm just going to run at people and hope to God that they're going to fall for it. Now, pretty good combo from Ahri here, exhaust going through though. Actually, trading 1 for 1, that's really unlucky, but I do have red boots, so it's just a free kill here for me. Shutdown is massive because it just gives me a lot of gold to work with as well. But that is going to be 2 for 1. We don't get Dragon, but I'm going to be able to take his camps here. And invading and taking camps is always going to be more valuable than doing your own camps, because not only are you getting the XP, but you're denying it from the enemy jungler as well. So it's a 2 for 1 kind of thing. But this looks like a pretty free gank angle here. Lulu buying some time, pathing towards me. Really good setup. Find the stun to the backline action. I'm going to go down here. Ult for the Mumu. But with the red buff again and the Lulu speed up here, we should just find this for free. So that's going to put us at 7-4. We can go and crash wave here and then just look to clear our camps again. But with 1.5k gold, we probably should just reset here. Now, Warwick just jumping in, straight up. Charm going completely wide. I think we can actually find this here. Hecarim dashing away. Unfortunately, ults over the wall. Not going to be able to find him here. But nice Jinxel. That's going to be shut down on the Warwick. We still have vision on the Hecarim as well as Twitch on bot side, so unfortunately it didn't reset before I W'd it, so I'm going to have to clear it again, which is pretty cringe, but I do have the help of Lulu with picks. So we can clear this quick and just go into a... we're just not done. We find the combo and action over the wall, but Twitch is on the side here. Actually just flashes into me. Free kill. He flashes into my Q on the back end. Just casting over the wall here. Constantly, every single time I click to go towards it, I end up pathing away from the wall. So I probably should just stand on the wall there, but we do find another 2 kills. So it's really lucky that they misplayed the flashes, but it's also really lucky he didn't have a second charge of bandage toss to go over the wall there. But we're going to pick up Medjai's. Medjai's is a really great gold efficiency item because not only are you getting a lot of bang for your buck based on stacks, but You're also getting 5 magic penetration from your Mythic passive on the Ludens. Also, if you're an ADC or any other laner, please don't ever take camps like this, Jinx, because I'm losing 230 gold, and she's also taking my Raptors in red right now. So my entire top side and bot side jungle just got cleared by an ADC when they could literally be farming a wave and getting more gold out of it. Now we do see action here. This is going to be a 100% free kill. There's really nothing he can do about it since he's pathing through vision. Umu here, a little bit overextended, but just kidding. Looks like I'm the one out of position here. Popping Predator when running away does absolutely nothing. QE on the back end, but Hecarim definitely has me here. Ghost. That's like the main issues that a lot of the champions that are currently popular and the jungle do really good into Syndra jungle because they have the mobility to run me down. So if I don't have Scatter of the Weak, it's just really, really difficult to play around. But for the most part, like we are 11 and 5 right now. We do lose a lot of the Magi stacks, but the magic penetration is the main value that we wanted here in the first place. Void Staff should be our secondary item. I think we're working on the Morellas right now just because they have a lot of self-healing available in their team. They have Hecarim W, Warwick passive, and those are the 2 primary carries in their team, so even just holding on Oblivion Orb is going to be better, and then I could just go straight into Void Staff from here. Now, for some reason, I thought he was going to run by, but he just turned with the charge, so I ended up wasting my E. Otherwise, this would be an extremely easy team fight for us. Now, find the ultimate. Bandage toss back in. Has the ultimate. I'm going to just get popped here. Unable to find the Sky of the Week, so we just end up trading 3 for 3. Well, technically 3 for 2 since the Samir was already dead, but if I didn't waste the Sky of the Week, I think we definitely could have took that fight a lot easier. And you gotta remember, I'm losing Magi stacks here, so we're just losing even more. Dragon spawns in 42, so we are going to be able to respawn in time for that and look for vision, so that's something that we definitely could play around. But it really does suck because every time that you die in League of Legends, there's obviously a death timer, which means you're unable to get any gold or experience during the time you're dead. So when you're playing jungle especially, it's super valuable not to die often because it just means you could be farming as many camps as possible. Because right now I'm at 100 CS and Hecarim's at 104, so we're basically even. Like I've got more gold in terms of kills and shutdowns. But every single time I've died was just 6 times. That's the reason why. Now Predatoring in from behind, this is super sketchy, especially into a Warwick is unstoppable, but I forgot I had ultimate here, so I kind of just ran full in, but with a complete collapse from our team, there's really no way for them to fight this with Twitch bottom. This is just kind of an overcommit in terms of resources. Like they just didn't have the players in place. Twitch out of position here, might be able to find him over the wall. We all missed. Flash over the wall, okay. Find the Q should help. At least get an assist. That's pretty good. If Baron was up, we would just do Baron right now, but I'm really bad at taking dragons with how inconsistent my damage is. Like, I have the cooldowns, but I don't have enough sustain to actually do this by myself, so it's really, really good that our Ahri stayed there with us. Now, with Ocean, we're going to get some passive regeneration, so I don't feel too bad staying. Bloodhunt going to get disabled. EQ for the kill. I'm just going to pop ultimate, because might as well do damage. And I'm going to continue to find some camps here. Just try to steal as much as I can. Taking advantage of the health regen that we get on camps that we do. And I'm going to use the Raptor as a tool as well. And it's going to run all the way back. Sorry, Wolf, not Raptor. This is probably the second time this game I've used QE like that. Hecarim just 1v5ing right now. Really interesting. We do find it. Like, mana regeneration wise, I don't get anything for being in lane. If I was in the jungle right now, I'd be getting plus 15 per 5, which is obviously much better. But super close to my Void Staff right now. So I'm going to opt instead to buy the Morellos. The Void Staff is obviously going to be a bigger power spike, but because they do have a lot of self-healing on their 2 primary carries, you typically want to itemize to counter the strongest members of the team as opposed to just itemizing to deal with people who don't matter. Void Staff, obviously good in both scenarios, as their 2 primary champions are tanks. They don't have as much magic resist though, so Morellonomicon's definitely fine. But this should be free blue here. You really shouldn't be able to do this. Probably most of you don't know this, but there is a special interaction of Force of Will and buffs. when you use red buff with Force of Will, it actually applies red buff to anybody it hits. And when you use W on blue, it also lowers the cooldown of your Force of Will. So those are special things that have been applied specifically to Force of Will to Syndra. So it seems like they did intend Syndra to be a jungle champion at one point, Kappa. But gonna go and clear here. We're just waiting for people to get back on the map. There's no reason to be pushing bottom, mid, or top until we have more people present. Because the last thing that you want to do is just try to 1v3 and then feed shutdowns an enemy team for no reason. Now, am I going to do that anyways? It's very likely because this is an ego game where I'm trying to take the most value out of Predator. And I would like some YouTube clickbaits for this video that we're currently doing. But it kind of just depends. So, I'm waiting on my ultimate here because I want to try and one-shot him. So, what you're going to see me do is start dropping balls. And that's to increase the maximum damage on my ultimate. But instead, we're just looking for a cutoff here. Massive damage. Predators actually just super fast without it. But find the kill on the Warwick. Look maybe for another one. Pop Predator. Oh, never mind. There's just literally 3 people in this bush. So I just got 2 people revived. I'm kind of hardcore trolling. Losing Magi stacks. I was at 25. And Ari actually kills herself by zone using in front of the enemy team. That's really sad, especially with Baron up. I should have just disengaged there, because there's no way for them to get on me as long as I have Flash and Scatter the Weak, so if I played it slower, I definitely probably could have gone maybe an unofficial penta right there. Now they're doing Baron. Baron's really good for them because it gives them a lot of catch-up gold, and also means that they have a actual win con for Siege or 5v5. Maybe the Jinx ult lands. No. Actually, it was at 5,000 HP, just a little too early. By little, I mean a lot. We're still in a really good space, though, because we do have defensive tools in the form of Lulu. It's just our team is very, very squishy. Like, you have to understand that because they have a Warwick and Hecarim, they could easily turn this game around based on their just engage. But if they continue to give us pick potential with the Ahri and Syndra, we can probably just always make a numbers advantage because we're playing around their worst players. Yeah, especially if Warwick dies for free like this in topside. Now, I think this is when we go for a Predator clickbait play. Just dropping all the balls. Now, I do get a shutdown, but I'm losing stacks in order to dab on the Twitch, and then Twitch gets revived by Action, so it quite literally meant nothing. But it did kind of maybe not look cool. No, it was just kind of bad. It was for the YT clickbait for sure. Now, this is bad because they're still on Baron, so they could probably take an inhibitor here with Death Timers. I think they're actually looking for a dive here on top side. This might go south for us. Now, looks like they're... Oh my god, nice Charm Interrupt on the Mumu there. And just continue to... Oh, the Zonia's as well on the back end of it. Oh my god, Lulu ult goes through, but not enough. Action gets a singular revive, but... They're pretty out of position here, so we might be able to find another. Maybe 1 or 2 with Predator in 9 seconds. Yeah, he's just dead. There's really no reason for them to look for these plays because they're already missing players. So they're kind of just giving us this massive like dragon window right here. Because now the only person who can contest is the Warwick, and there's no way he's moving through me and Jinx. Plus I get some free Magi stacks, so it puts me back above 10, which gives me increased move speed. I've got a completed Void Staff now, so my damage is probably the highest it'll be without Rabadons or Seraphs. Typically you do Seraphs in scaling games when you're playing laning, but with jungle itemization it's a little bit more valuable just to spike early. I can't really afford to wait on a Seraph stat stick. But I'm going to try and hit level 16 here to add a little bit more damage to my ultimate. To do so, I'm just going to go and clear through my camps until everyone's back up on the map. And then we should try to take mid inhibitor once we've respawned everybody. Because we're pretty good at team fighting. Like, once again, we have pretty good pick potential. We just need to play around the Warwick and the Hecarim. And it's very likely that they're going to make mistakes just because they are tilted just as much as we are. Just look at that mana regeneration right now. 3.7 in lane and basically plus 15 in the jungle. Now, unfortunately, a little bit too far for the WQ to land, otherwise I would have gone for the ultimate follow-up. I do have Predator, Shirelius was popped. Grab some Raptors here. Still looking for XP for 16. And they're just hardcore engaging here. Nice charm on the back line. Predating in. Probably find the action here again. E for the execute. Hopefully the charge isn't enough because the Hecarim is just so overtuned. We do find spacing. We don't have phase rush or anything, so we're just completely relying on move speed here. They have Bloodlust on Warwick, so they can see me. Like they're overcommitting here, though. We might be able to find something again. Oh no, Syndra just jumping into their team, but it's absolutely saved here by the charm again. Wow. It's really crazy how these plays work out all the time. Like, typically when you play League of Legends, you try to min-max plays by taking only the ones that are super consistent, like maybe 60 to 40 in your favor. And even then, that's not super consistent. It's just based on the execution. So if you're playing a win con that relies on, like, not throwing, you would probably only take 70-30. But their team is just taking these really, really risky fights that have no purpose. It's just really, really not worth it for them. We get level 16 now, so we've got increased ultimate damage. I think we're at 2.4k damage right now, or maybe that's after we get Rabadon's death cap. But Action a little bit out of position here, so I'm going to look for the execute here. Shirelli is coming in from the side as well. Get the interrupt on his rope though, so he just insta-dies. Now, not having Predator means I don't really have much engage potential anymore, but we do have an open inhibitor, so moving as a team, like we're still missing Samira and Jinx on the map right now, so they could effectively 4v3 us. Me being this far means I could easily get Warwick jumped on, but I do have the Lulu on my side, so that's kind of what I'm playing around. Get some damage. Wow, Twitch is going in. Nice knock up from Lulu, but kind of an overcommit from the Zonias there. So now we're not able to disengage. Hold my spot here, just try and get some damage, maybe look for a kill. Twitch just okay. Twitch invisibility just drops himself in front of me. He's like, hello. Everyone else just out of position. Like, they don't have any tanks, so like the more they extend combat like this into double ADCs that have this many items, it just feels like they're not really just not trying to win, maybe. Jinx gets a cell on the action, otherwise it would have revived like half their team. Oh my god. Popping the Preds. Bandage shots goes through. Maybe we find him. And okay, that's our fault. So we missed the stun. If we had landed the stun, there was no way she would have died there. So that's actually really Pepega on our part, but I have enough gold now for Rabadon's death cap, so this is probably the peak potential of the Predator Syndra, is when you have full Magi with White Staff. Penetration is very, very valuable for finding those QRs, because if you don't have the penetration to back up your AP value, you definitely will not be able to one-shot somebody. Drop some damage. Hecarim just lives by 250 HP, but holy shit, the poison damage on Twitch is absurd. 500 true damage right there. Wow. Lose 10 Magi stacks. We are on wrap cap now, though. Baron and Dragon available in a little bit. So if we just regroup and play through with the double inhibitors, the game is effectively over. It's 41 to 60. Wow. We have 22 kills. 161 CS is a little bit low. It's just because we've been fighting too much. But there's really nothing else we can purchase here outside of Elixir of Sorcery. So if they commit to the Baron here, it's kind of at risk because they could totally lose their base for it. We just need to stall this, so if we can find CC on their backline and just prevent damage from going through. But they're just doing this for free right now. Try for a steal, not really worth into a team that has Smite. Bull diving our background. Oh my god, Jinx just gets absolutely obliterated right there. But Samira trading with ultimate might be able to find kills. Not the worst. Hecarim barely gets out there. Mumu barely gets out there. That's sad. But we can definitely find the work here. Like, I have Predator kicking in. You'll see me like estimating the range by hovering over it. Looking for the Hecarim, just flash R for the disrespect. Unfortunately, they turn around on us, so we actually kind of lose here. Interrupt the Warwick. Twitch is missing. He's probably above us, but we can just run through mid, right? Okay, he's actually behind us. And he killed Ari. That's tragic. Dragon's available, though. There's not much I can do by myself into a visible champion right now. We see Twitch on that vision, so I thought about canceling it, but with Baron recall, it's no shot, so I'm just going to go and get Ocean Soul for my team. And wow, 31-minute game, that's crazy. I guess Predator Syndra can be a little bit difficult to close games out, but like we have 732 AP. I don't feel like we're... It's just weird compositions. That's probably the most relevant reason. But Ocean Soul's massive here. I could get a recall, maybe buy Elixir of Sorcery as well. So once again, we're still waiting on Ari, so as long as Ari's not on the map, there's no reason for me to be side laning and risk dying to a Twitch or anything. Like, the fact that Jinx was up that far mid lane was really, really good chance for them to, in fact, look for a kill, maybe. But we'll just continue this way. Pop the Predator, looking for action here. WR doesn't do enough damage. Holy shit. Okay. Bandage Shots finds his way. Alright, this is ridiculous. Like, I think that if I am a 700 AP carry with 5 balls or more, I think it's reasonable to suggest that maybe I one-shot an ADC champion that does not have magic resist. That is my personal opinion. If I have a Rabadon's Death Cap with like 20 plus stacks of Mejai's, I should be able to Predator QR you and die. Or kill you. I do not think that it is fair that I can get this many items and this much ability power and not be able to instantly kill you. But looks like they're actually trying to 2v4 here. Teleport coming in from the side. Twitch just killing Ari in the backline. But I guess they totally could Lulu Jinx this. Like, it's a very strong combination. And they're actually just running them down. They're actually running Warwick on the side. Nice 3-man Fear into the ultimate on the Jinx, but the ultimate comes back. And Samira just 1v3ing right here through the heal. She's just dashing in and out. Oh my god. So that should be game right there. That's 4 death timers. The only person on the map is Twitch. Twitch actually gets a kill on the Jinx there from the invisibility. So we might not be able to end game now, unless we have enough minions. I think Lulu's a little bit too low right now. We do have balls. I'm stacking balls here just in case Twitch comes out in Invis, but we do see him on Nexus here. I'm gonna go and pop the Predator. He goes in Viz, so we have like a general idea. We saw the cloak right there. Look for a random stun. He flashes it, doesn't find his way out. And that's gonna be GG. Well played. And that's gonna be it for Predator Syndra. In my opinion, is this good for climbing? No. Is this fun? Yes. Would I recommend playing it in normals with your friends? Hell yeah. But don't play in ranked.